What is your relationship with logic, with logical thought? We're making one thought connect to the next and making sure they're all congruent, making sure they all make sense. It's Travis Sotawell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. We're going to continue in our series speaking about our relationship to the psychological frequencies. We're talking about introverted thinking, what we call accuracy. How are you with your beliefs? Do you have limiting beliefs? Why are they limiting? Are they limiting because they're well thought out, that you continue to go back and revisit them, seeing how logical they are, continuing to go back and revisit them because you're always gaining new knowledge, new experience, new ideas? How are you about going through that process? For me, as an INTJ, I'm very familiar with this part of myself. However, I don't like to go that deep. It's still low for me. It's still a shadow function. This is in the channel of the sixth spot, which we call the critical parent. As I'm working on story and looking at different stories, I heard one person say that the threshold variant, which I think is a goofy name. But it's in a story, the threshold variant is the archetype of the character. It's like the hero they got to overcome. It's not necessarily the main villain or the main opposition in the story, but it's that part, that opposition, that opponent. It's the ops they got to overcome to get to the villain. It's the level up boss, the boss before the boss. And that's what it is for me. That's the energy it is for me. And really, I do a lot of channeling of that energy to other people. I call it the critical parent because we parent critically of other people. So for me, I can be very critical on other people's thoughts, other people's beliefs. But with all growth and development, we bring it back home first. We focus on leadership. You lead yourself. We focus on leadership. Are you a follower? How can you be a leader of others if you're not following and being led by someone yourself? Which is something to look at. Here we go. Because I believe, logically speaking, if you're going to follow someone, they should be doing what they're asking you to do. At least, if not at the end point, looking back to reach back and pull you to where they are, at least aspirational and is in it. A lot of the things I talk about, I'm in it. I'm in the game right now. I'm a couple steps ahead. And I'm reaching back saying, yo, come on up where I'm at. Other than that, I do this podcast every day, so you better believe I'm talking about things that hit me day of. I come to the mic that night, come to the mic the next day, like, yo, this is what I'm going through. So when it comes to this part of me, it's our internal logic, it's our beliefs. Have you questioned your premise? Have you questioned why you believe that? Have you looked at all the different parts and see how they connect? This is where we get into a lot of things. Let's just put it on the table. Right? It's pure sound daily business. What you think about business? What you think about success? Is business evil? Is it corrupt? Government corrupt? Systems corrupt? What you think about these other things? Other concepts, other beliefs. What you think about love? Ain't no love. Everybody's just all out to get from themselves. It's only self-interest. People about pleasure. Right? What you think about religion? Oh, it's all BS. Religion's holding us back. Killed a bunch of people. These are all different beliefs you have. Which is fine to have any belief. But how well thought out is it? And this is the older I get, the more I'm leaning into this. So I only really like to think it out logically enough so I can act on it. Because I have extroverted thinking higher. I use that frequency more frequently than introverted thinking. I went through a period in my life, undiagnosed depression, to where I questioned everything I thought. And it was tough. That's why it's called undiagnosed depression period. It was a tough period. Because I put my beliefs on the table. I even put on the table, is racist right? I watched a lot of videos, read some things, and they ain't. They clowns like the rest of us out here just trying to survive and blaming someone instead of stepping up to the plate and doing better for themselves and others around them. So we all struggling out here. We struggling with our beliefs, struggling with our mind, struggling with how we see the world logically. The only way is through, and the only way is to look at your frameworks, your systems, what you believe about things, and what's connected. Now for me, I said that's my 6th channel. So for others, it may be higher. This is one of the least as far as when we talk about it in population. If we can look at these percentages, Myers-Briggs mainly are looking at for data, is that introverted thinking, nickname accuracy, is one of the least represented of functions in the 1st and 2nd channel, the 1st and 2nd slots. So most of what we're going to see when we're talking about people's internal logic is going to be lower in the 3rd and 4th channel, and of course in the shadow channels. So if you do have it higher, use it, lean into it. But of course there's always 2 sides to every coin. That there's a good part and a bad part. So we don't want to get too stuck in our own thinking. We need the extroverted part. We always need to be bringing in more information. This is where it gets stagnant, stale, calcified. As we get so sure of our beliefs that we stop bringing in information. Or we stop bringing in information and questioning it. You have to do the whole process. And the worst offender is the narrative bias, it's confirmation bias. Bringing in information and only allowing the information that confirms what you already believe. We all do this. That's why it is a cognitive bias. So what is your relationship with it? How are you moving forward? Are you taking in this new information I'm putting out there? Are you taking in other authors, other coaches, other teachers? And are you questioning your own beliefs? Are they taking choice away from you? Are your beliefs taking choice away from you, or are they giving you more options, more variety, more ways to see the truth? What's your relationship with your own beliefs? It's Travis Well. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.